Hey there, Shooby Doodlers. I've been reminded this week quite intensely in my mind about habits. And particularly so because I've already recorded this video once and I came to edit it and there was no sound. And that is because I have just altered the way I reroute the microphone. And of course, all my different habits, I'd completely forgotten to check whether the microphone was on because I assumed it was through force of habit. But I have been sent a little box which gets plugged into the computer, and it's there to help with Photoshop and Lightroom, kind of various programs like that, particularly kind of drawing programs that you might be using. So it's a kind of aid for desktop computers, and I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to do a review and everything because it's really rather good. But what you want is to be able to kind of download the software, and it'll say here, click here if you're using Photoshop, and fantastic, and off you go. And yes, it does that. And it has an awful lot of preset buttons and things like that to speed things up. But it has an awful lot that are in the wrong place. You think, oh, what? I never used that function. And I would much rather if another function was there, which is no problem, you can reset it and sort of get it exactly how you want it. So there is this period of learning where you think, oh, yeah, I need to change that. I need to change that and get it just how I want it. And you've got to remember where everything is. And then you start to use it. And there are one or two functions where you go, wow, this is fantastic. This is going to speed everything up. And I'm just going to zip through all my projects now. And then you go, oh, wait a minute. How do I change that? How do I do this? And you have to go back and look and check, either on a piece of paper or you make notes, post-it notes all around your screen, or you go back to the dashboard and check through that. And it slows you down. And it's so tempting to think, oh, I'll just use the old shortcuts. And I work on a Mac, so this is my keyboard. And I have been doing shortcuts on keyboards for years, and I know that those two buttons there will increase or decrease the size of my brush. I know that that will give me my previous brush, that will give me my next brush. Or, as you saw just then in this program I'm using to record this, it will set off an audio file. And I know that if I press D, it changes the colours to black and white, and X will swap round the foreground and the background colours. And I mostly use the same tools over and over and over again all day long. And so I know where everything is, and I got my life all sorted out and quite happy. And then along comes this new thing. These people say, will you please try these things out for us? I know it will be really good, but it requires concentration and it requires sort of sticking at the job, because it's all about habits. Pressing all these buttons on here, I've been doing for so long, they've become a habit and I know exactly where to go to. So having got everything set up exactly as I like it, I come to do some work on Photoshop and, oh, how do I do that? How do I do that? And, oh, oh no. And so I do it the old-fashioned way because it's quicker at the moment, because I know that's how to do it. And then I go to do one function and I use the new thing and go, oh, wow, that's incredible. That's so fast. And it reminds me, yes, this is going to be so much better in the long run. But you have to get through this hump. And that is where most people kind of fall. And it's the same with whatever habit you are trying to break. Smoking, drinking, weight loss, all those kind of really big things, they are really difficult. There are hundreds of habits that you sort of have and you just do every day without thinking. Maybe you say things to your partner which they would rather you wouldn't do, and it just comes out and you think, oh, I shouldn't have said that. And you have to really, really work hard at changing those little habits. And it's a very active process. You need to be thinking. So you have to tell yourself, okay, this is what I am working on now. This is what I'm going to do. And I am not going to slip back into the old habit, even though it's quicker at the moment. The new thing will be much better. So every time, like in what I'm doing at the moment, I think, oh, I've got to kind of change the brush. No, stop. I'm going to use the new thing. And It's just slower because you're not used to using it. And you might go, I've forgotten which button to press, so you have to look things up and you have to go, there it is. But each time that you do look it up and you get it right, you reinforce the habit, the new habit that you want to take over from the old one. And very often people will do, like on New Year's Day, they'll sort of say, oh, I'm going to change my whole life. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And they don't last very long because they try to change a whole lot of different habits in one go. And what you need to do is to choose one little thing. So this is what I need to work on now. And you have to really, really work at it and keep it constantly focused that this is what I am working on. And every time you come up against that old habit, you have to go, no, I'm going to change it. And I'm going to do it this new way. And you do it. And each time it becomes that little bit easier, a little bit easier, and slowly the old habit will fade away. And when that old habit has faded away, then you can start working on the new thing that you want to change. It's exactly the same thing in personal relationships. Maybe there are people that you kind of need to move on from, and you have to just sort of slowly extricate yourself away from them rather than to go back into that sort of cozy sort of lounging around on the sofa playing PlayStation when really you want to be out there doing something, rock climbing or something like that, which is, it's just harder to get yourself going, but you have to really, really force yourself to do it and to leave that sort of old situation behind. And of course, if it's a relationship kind of thing, you've got those people trying to pull you back. People always want you to stay where you are. So if you really want to move forward and change a habit, you have to put those blinkers on. You have to not listen to people. And sometimes you have to say goodbye. I'm moving on. And that's all a bit deep, isn't it? Especially since I'm just trying to tell you about a new little box I'm playing with at the moment. But habits are what we are made of. And if you want to kind of move on, get on, you have to get rid of those old habits and work on the new ones. Thanks for watching, and make sure you are subscribed to the Shoe Rain and Drawing channel and keep coming back for lots more whatever I'm doing. In the meantime, keep drawing, drawing, drawing. Practice, practice, practice. That's how you create new habits. And in the meantime, I've said all that. And I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye-bye.